Nick Spencer and Matthew Rosenberg continue their massive Last Remains tie-in storyline as the Order of the Web has to break the sin-powered possession over them and find a way to help Peter Parker. But someone sinister is hot on their trail and has found the best way to combat the Spider family is to use their past villains' powers against them. Rosenberg and Spencer dived into the aftermath of Peter's big battle at Ravencroft really well here, building up the multiple storylines they have going right now and giving each of them ample time to shine. Again, I really love Sin Eater's stuff showcased this issue, and I like that being turned away by Kindred and having his powers taken only strengthened the man's resolve, and he's well on his way to becoming a huge zealot. I found it also a little humorous that MJ just had gotten back into town and is almost immediately drawn back into all of the action and death-defying events of the Spider family. Spencer and Rosenberg also placing her within Norman's story is also really fun as well, as I'm looking forward to enjoying reading their conversations, since I can't imagine MJ has anything nice to say about the man who many times throughout the years has tried to kill her and Peter. Federico Vincentini continues to knock the art out of the park. His work is wonderful and quickly becoming some of my favourite Spider-Man art, up there with Mark Bagley and Todd McFarlane. He has a fantastic grasp on movement in comics, which is really important for Spider-Man thanks to much of the time him and the family are swinging around through the city or webbing people up or moving very fast. His action is also really fun to look at as well and utilises page space really well with some really cool looking splash pages of the Spider family action on the bridge this issue. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 51.LR was a fun and action-packed continuation of the Spider family's part of the Last Remains storyline, moving all of the stories in really fun directions and, in Sin Eater's case, advancing them in ways I never even expected. The villain teased at the end made me even more excited for the Sin Eater storyline that's going to be continuing, so I cannot wait for the next issue. I'm going to give this issue an 8.5 out of 10. The Amazing Spider-Man issue 51.LR finds Sin Eater awakened from his nightmare, surrounded by his cult. They tell him they found him in the basement of Ravencroft, managing to get him back to the garden. Stanley learns that the rest of his crew were picked up by the cops at Ravencroft, meaning their mission is now over. The cult, though, know he succeeded in his mission and cleansed Norman Osborn, and thanks to that, the cult never lost faith where their power left them, knowing Sin Eater would rise again, and now his great plan is being realized all around the city. Stanley is confused, so the cult show him one of Nora's reports about the not-so-friendly neighborhood spider people causing chaos around town, prompting the new warriors to battle the apparently fake spider people. Nora wonders what this group of people want as the new warriors are taken down by the spider people, who take off into the city to cause more damage, prompting the question, where is Spider-Man? Black Cat, meanwhile, has been asking the same question, but she doesn't have an answer, despite being on better terms with Pete now. Soon she is confronted by Doctor Strange, who knows she stole the hand of Vishanti. Felicia was wondering when he'd be by, wondering why the man invited himself in. Strange says that he's not a vampire in need of an invitation in, but Felicia just asks why he dresses like one. Stephen isn't amused by their banter, wanting the hand back or he will take it back. Felicia goads Stephen to try, but he summons a monkey demon that scares Felicia. Stephen says that if she comes to the sanctum again, she will find he's not so accommodating. Before leaving though, he learns the hands are a fake, a 3D printed version of it, which angers him since Spider-Man's soul is at stake here and Black Cat is playing games. Felicia is happy to give him the real deal, but she wants to come with Stephen to help Spidey. The Sorcerer Supreme knows that's not going to happen, but being short on time to find the hand, Stephen has no choice but to bring her along. Mary Jane meanwhile finds herself stuck in traffic on the Brooklyn Bridge, talking with Candace on the phone, reassuring her she knows that this is a promotional tour for her new movie. Soon she loses contact with the woman thanks to losing signal on the phone, relieved and just happy to enjoy the view, finding it good to be back in New York. She knows it was bad to ruin all of Peter's big surprises for when she was meant to come back home, but she's got something in store for him, wondering how he'll react to learning Mysterio is directing her big movie. Soon MJ gets news of Spider-Man tussling with Sin Eater and Green Goblin, but she doesn't doesn't let herself learn any more than that, asking her driver to make a quick stop at one of her favorite restaurants, wanting Kenny to get her there before it closes, and if he does, there's a bagel in it for him. Suddenly, another car smashes into them, knocking Mary Jane out. Out on the bridge, the sin-infected spider family wreak havoc amongst the fleeing people, tearing at the bridge's support beams to try and collapse it. Sin Eater meanwhile continues to pray to Kindred, feeling his soul darken in his absence. Stanley knows that he won't lose faith now and won't renounce his master's name, knowing that this is all just a test and he won't fail again. The bridge begins to crumble as the spider family rip it to shreds, and all of the cables soon come loose, shooting out of their supports as MJ awakens, finding Kenny unconscious and the car dangling over the destroyed bridge. A group of National Guardsmen soon find her, dragging the driver from the car as a voice tells him to go help others since he's got this, as Norman Osborn rips the car door off, offering his aid to MJ, who falls unconscious from the shock. Sin Eater's cult meanwhile gets frustrated with waiting for their leader to do something. One says that Stanley has no idea what's going on, knowing the cops will soon be there any minute, so they need to go downtown and raise some hell like everyone else is. Sin Eater soon arrives, smashing the man's face in with his shotgun, wondering if anyone else is having a crisis of faith. His cult bows to him, learning that Sin Eater will do what he has been called to do, and now the sins have gathered have taken a new form in that of spiders, and to combat these fearsome creatures, he will need to become something greater and stronger. Therefore, his next target to be cleansed is Morlun.